Hello, everyone, and welcome to D&D Thursdays. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with myself. We caught the bad guy. We saved the damsel. What are we gonna do today? What do the heroes do when they've actually accomplished what they were trying to? I don't know. Also, Saria, I am so excited to hear it is almost your birthday. I hope you have a lovely, amazing, fantastic time. It's good to see you. Hello, Chris. Hello, Dark. And of course, hello, Diz. But yes, folks, as things usually go, audio belongs to the party. As cursed as they are, we will be typing in chat, but unfortunately, we give the spotlight to these lovely individuals. Remember, though, I have some special news. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be streaming for 6 hours for Starlight Children's Foundation. I'm gonna have crazy redeems. We're gonna play Sea of Thieves. It's gonna be, it is going to be a fun time. Well, for y'all, some of the redeems, I don't know if I'll be having fun. Maybe in spirit. You know, we'll see how that goes. All right, I am going to go ahead and we're going to talk to our wonderful crew. I cannot talk today. Oh, please don't say anything bad. Please don't be saying anything bad. Nothing bad. Okay, here we go. Oh, hello?
We're just sleepy today.
Oh, hi.
No. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
Gavin. And I'm sleepy. Got off work, we ate dinner, and then I went right and passed out for a nap. And I didn't want to wake up. But I'm here so I can take our friend Rose on a vacation thing. Yeah, you can find, I play Corbin Blair, the new Legendary Players. You can find me on Reroll HQ some days, sometimes. One of these days I'm going to do a video game stream. Who knows what it is. Psyche didn't give us a question for our people. So, if Corbin were at a 5-star restaurant, they'd order, besides marrow toast for one of their things. I mean, of course, I order marrow toast when I go to fancy restaurants with them. Probably some sort of game bird. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
that's me.
Well, hi, I'm Diz. You can find me at twitch.tv/it's me, Diz. And I do dumb stuff. Please don't shout me out if you have Clippy. It's probably a bad move. You know what though? I think Luya down there would probably not know what to order at a 5-star restaurant. I think he came from nobility, but didn't like it. So I don't think he would know what to order. I think he would hold disdain for it and just order beer and some sort of rare cooked meat and move on and just grumble a little bit.
Just imagine him looking at the menu and being like, "Do you have a meat? Sir, we have 7 different... I just want a meat."
I just want a meat, man. Just bring me something rare.
Aged beef, whatever. Sure.
Or a beef bourguignon. Sure.
Just cut me a steak. Yeah, just cut me a steak
Beef
and wave it over the
bourguignon
fire
is
and bring it to me.
Stew, that's boring.
It was the first fancy word I could think of.
We'll give you a big old tomahawk steak that was dry aged and
Oh wow.
shit.
I don't even know what that is, honestly.
Oh, tomahawk steaks are just the ribeyes with the big bone still on it.
Oh, that's all that is? Oh, those are good. I've actually had that. I didn't realize that.
And dry aged is what it is, and then they cut off all the stuff that gets rotten looking and then serve it to you. But all
Nice.
the enzymes in the meat has pretty much like pre-digested it, so it gets super tender.
Yeah.
But it's super expensive, so.
On to you, Gray.
For multiple reasons. Yeah, great.
Hi, I'm Grey Gnarl. I do things and I stream over at twitch.tv/Grey Gnarl. I bet you'll misspell it because I always do. It's it's great. Hey, she did it. Woo.
Look, you'd think there's a G in there.
You think there's an
And there's
E in there, but
actually
there's not an
two
E in
Gs.
there. There's one. You think there's one G? There's two G's. There's the quiet G. Yeah, but anyway, I stream stuff, usually on Sundays, maybe on a Wednesday here or there. It's whatever, I don't know, man. But I play Coldest Blashur. He's a fighter, he's a tiefling, he is our archivist, our resident historian. And if he was gonna go to a 5-star restaurant, I mean, he'd probably just have one of their finest cuts of steak. And like, guy is kind of simple. Just get me a nice steak meal, and I will be all high society. But whereas Luya would be all just like, I just want meat, just give it to me. Coldest would have, he has an order like planned out, and he has how to order at a fine establishment rehearsed, because I feel like that's something he would do. But yeah. But on to you, Andy.
Hey, my name's Andy. Also, I go by Super Andiness. Sometimes I stream when my brain is nice to me. All the beautiful portraits you see up there are creations of my loins. It's what I call my hands. It's kind of misleading.
Don't say
Fruits of your loins.
People get confused, but that's what I call my hands. It's fine. I play Rose, and if Rose was eating at a 5-star restaurant, she would order chicken tenders.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fits with Rose.
Yep. And they'd be like, "What's for your side?" She's like, "Can you take those potatoes au gratin, and instead of like mashing them or whatever, can you fry them?" She would get chicken tenders and fries.
Oh,
Do you have a side? Do you have a side of macaroni and cheese, perhaps?
But yeah.
Hello, my name is PsycheSiren, and I play our cleric Colette. And if Colette was at a 5-star restaurant, she would read the word tapas and be like, "Oh, that sounds fun." And then they would hand her this little tiny dish, and she would eat it and be upset.
and so affordable. No, we have a freaking.
I thought there'd be more.
We have a tapas place, and every time we go there, we spend like $250 on tiny little plates of bullshit.
So she would probably look around and then see other people ordering more of the plates, and then she'd be like, "Oh, so that's how you do this," and then she would be hit with the bill at the end and just like scream, just oh gods.
She would scream internally.
Yeah, just,
unacceptable.
Smiling on the outside. Smiling on the outside, dying inside. That's
like
Colette.
it's fine. They're only like $15 a plate.
Oh god.
And then she was
that can happen, and then it's always like, "Oh, we got like 15 different little things.
Yup.
Like, what have we done? I'm
And
never
you know
gonna
what?
financially recover from this."
She'd probably like angrily get McDonald's afterwards because she was still not full.
I was just gonna say that, and she hit McDonald's on the way home.
Just imagine Colette in a parking lot grumbling, eating like a hamburger.
She has like She's eaten a quarter pounder. She has a thing of chicken nuggets and a fry and like a big Coke, all for like $10.
She's got like her sword stuck in the ground next to her, and she's just crouched, grumbling.
She's grumbling about how she got all this food and it's more filling than one crummy little plate.
All right, T-Fighter, take it away.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, Mark of a God campaign. My name's Teeth Whitener. I am the DM. This campaign is the work of no particular dungeon book. It's just stuff that I came up with, a lot of it on the fly, so apologies if it seems a bit haphazard and nonsensical. I'm trying. And with that said, this is the Phoenix Squad campaign. This is Chapter 4, Episode 42, if I'm not mistaken. Interlude, One True Path. Usually I start off by like giving a little thing to like set the tone for the episode, but I don't have one this week since there isn't much of a unifying tone. So I will just hand it over to Caldus to give a little bit of background for last week's episode.
Thank you. Last session, after finishing dispatching the defenses at the front of the cathedral, we made our way into the temple, in which we pushed through multiple ornate rooms. There was a puzzle involving statues and symbols on the walls, and Corvin deduced striking a certain spot with lightning would open the path forward, and Caldus obliged using one of his lightning javelins. The door opens and they rush and they continue bolting through this massive temple trying to find Moshe and their stolen friend, until finally we made it into a chamber that would alight with the raw physical power of the storm as lightning struck the lightning rod above at the very top of the keep. There they found Moshe, about to be wed to our friend Greenie, who we would later learn, or would later be known to be called Dia. Wasting no time at all, the group dispatch him, Caldus knocking him to the ground, Luya helping pin him as Colette found the magic stone that allowed him to be nigh invulnerable after some could say some inhumane tactics and a whole lot of bullying. We collect him and our friend and throw him to his fate to have gods know what done to him at the hands of the courtesans that he had wronged. We had returned to the Hallowed Pine and took a sigh of relief as this ordeal was finally behind us and we could focus on the issue, the storm on the horizon, the siege of Risha. There's only a week and a little bit of change before the day comes. Tensions are slowly rising, but our heroes have a little bit of downtime to prepare themselves. Let's see what they do tonight on Mark of a God. Teeth, back to you.
Okay, so this episode is going to be a little bit different. It's kind of an episode where we're going to recenter ourselves, since that was the end of a kind of a mini arc within an arc, and we're going to instead focus on what the heroes choose to do in the intervening time between now and when the siege is presumed to happen. With that in mind, we will turn our attention to to Rose. Rose, what do you do with your day? Your first day?
So, with her first day, well, she probably makes sure she spends plenty of time with Meridia, aka Slime Girlfriend. Just, but, I think once that's taken care of, she would maybe approach, like, Caldus or Colette, one of the more adults of the adult party. With a
Okay.
problem.
How about Caldus?
Yeah.
No, Rose, good morning. How are you doing?
I have a problem.
What do you mean? Is everything all right with Meridia?
Oh, yeah. That's fine. My problem is I want to learn something else.
What exactly do you mean? There's many things you can learn.
I was wondering if I could come, like, shadow you doing your whole military thing to see if I had been a better fighter, maybe Meridia wouldn't have been taken to begin with. So I was wondering if I could come with you to see if I could learn anything from you rough and tumble types.
The look on his face goes from one of like interest at hearing she wants to come to a little bit of there's something stuck in my throat. A little bit of compassion about hearing how she worries she wasn't strong enough to protect Meridia. And then back to the a bit of enthusiasm kind of all washing over his face, but a smirk comes across. Like, if you're interested in learning a little bit of the martial ways of a soldier, I would be honored to show you. I know your father was a soldier. Have you ever learned anything from him in this regard? Anything we could perhaps build a base off of?
We don't talk about that with Dad very much.
Right.
I mean, I can hold my own. I just...
True, I have seen you hold your own. You have a natural talent, but it needs a little bit of refinement, let's say. Of course, just give me a little bit of time. We can leave shortly. And he goes about making sure he has some stuff packed in his bag. He has his sword, he has his javelins. After about 10 minutes go by, he says goodbye to Agatha, and then with like a chipper, like the dad at the top of a camping trip, it's like, all right, Rose, are you ready to go down to Southwatch?
Yes, you're gonna be unbearable about this, aren't you? A little bit.
What? No, I intend on making sure you can learn as much as you can in the short time that we have. In training the new recruits, I have had constructed a small obstacle course. I think that is at least a good spot to start with learning just kind of what kind of physical requirements are needed to follow up in my line of work, but I have other plans for our day. I think you may enjoy them. But we are off.
I just saw Caldus like loading up the family truckster. Sorry.
The family truckster is his like travel pack with extra shit. Yeah. It's like, all right. He's strong enough to pack mule this thing. It's like, all right, let's go. So when we get to our destination, Teeth, would I be able to describe the obstacle course that is there, or would you like to set the scene?
Let me pull up my document. So, where do you think that I have something planned? But if you have something that you've planned, I don't want to over.
What I have planned is what I sent you. The intention is to have Rose go through the obstacle course that we have for the new recruits. Just a baseline athletic ability test. Things like running over a beam with swinging sandbags, climbing over a wall, doing the army crawl underneath, not barbed wire in this case, but like ropes. So you have to stay under a certain level. Things like at one point in this obstacle course, there is essentially grabbing a weighted down wagon wheel that weighs like 80 pounds and then lugging that as quickly as you can, and finishing off with a gym class staple of a 30-foot vertical rope climb. So just basic boot camp shit.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good description, general description. I do have a little bit to add to that. So,
by all means.
Okay. In the fields of a long abandoned farm, abandoned far in the far distant past, even before the pending siege, a makeshift training course has been constructed on the barren, salted, and fired earth that was this old field where people once grew things to sustain life. Using the moldering implements of animal husbandry and harvesting, the ragtag group of recruits in this army have constructed a training course for people who are even more green around the gills than they are. You, Caldas, and Rose approach from the. Let me get a sense of direction. Approach from the west, or approach from the east, heading west toward this abandoned field. When somebody marks your presence and jogs over to you with a few men and women in tow. A familiar face. Two familiar faces, actually.
Good morning.
Sergeant Ulmus gives a crisp salute, and the young woman, Faywin, who has recently been promoted to lieutenant, gives a salute as well.
Eddies, Ulmus, Faywin, it's great to see you again. How are things going with the recruits?
Ulmus gives an enthusiastic response, saying, "Well, I've seen worse."
Well, you need to start somewhere. It's... I'm sorry, Rose, I believe you were going to say something.
You guys know how to heap on the praise around here, huh?
He looks sidelong at the men and women behind him. I've said worse.
All right.
True. But remember, it is important not to focus on what you lack, but what you already have. We need to flourish these. We need these future fighters to flourish. We need them to focus on the future, not so much what they lack and what has happened in the past. Speaking of the future, Rose here was interested in possibly learning just a bit of what I can do. So I figured I would bring her down to the obstacle course, run a lap or two, and see how she fares.
A young man from behind the general, or a young man from behind the lieutenant and her sergeant gives a crisp salute. It would be my honor, General, to show this potential recruit the ropes.
Thank you, and what was your name?
Christoph.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Christoph. Please, lead the way.
He begins a very regimented and formal march toward the obstacle course. And Faywin and Ulmus ask for a moment of your time in private while Rose goes off to participate in the obstacle course.
All right, Rose. Follow Christoph here. I will catch up shortly. I have a small debriefing to do with the sergeant and lieutenant. I'll catch up after.
Sure thing, Dad Boss. And she would like weakly salute him and follow.
At ease. And then I will turn and follow Ulmus and Faywin. So, what do I need to hear?
So, Ulmus begins. He says, things have been challenging. We've only been here a few weeks by my last count, and we've had a few incidents.
What kind of incidents?
Faywin looks at you with cold, hard eyes that know no emotion, eyes that should hold tears given what she has recently endured only a few weeks back. She looks at Caldus coldly and dispassionately.
I know those eyes well. I don't say that, but that is my internal monologue.
A few weeks ago, or a few days ago, our men and our women went into the forests north of here. A training exercise to get them used to acting as a group. Our men, along with some new recruits, were allowed to maintain a single group. And I have maintained this group after being promoted to lieutenant. We marched north, expecting to find little, if any, resistance. After all, the roads should have been long abandoned by now. A bandit here or there, perhaps, but we found far more than that.
What did you find? Was it a forward scout?
At this, Ulmus's expression darkens. Bandits. More than a few.
Of course they would. As soon as a region is destabilized, banditry rises. What happened? Are they still at large? Did they affect our men at all?
They killed our oldest and best soldier, Ben. You recall an old man, or a man in his 30s, perhaps early 40s, seasoned veteran. He had been on the field before, the only such man among the crew. He had warned you about what had happened, what was likely the cause of the rocks, of that rock encounter that you had a few weeks ago, being the most world-wise of the group. He looked out for us whelps when we were just kids milling about town doing our own business, thinking we were going to inherit the farm from our parents. He was like a father to some of us. To me.
The look on Cultus's face takes a stern one. He looks down. Like a little bit of shadow covering his eye in that anime.
I got moved to the inactive chat.
Well
Wow.
done.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm just as all right. Go ahead. Sorry about that. Yeah, but so stern look. Cultus looks down. Just my condolences. He proved a good soldier. I hope wherever he is now that he finds rest.
He was more than a good soldier. He was all that many of us had to cling to, and those bastards will pay for it. The last part of his report, louder than perhaps he intended, comes out unbidden. A few of the men who are standing next to Ulmus stop and stare. In fact, even a few from who were not a part of this small group have caught wind of what's going on and cease their route running to hear whatever is being said by these people in charge.
I will partway through his report, I will put my, like, as he's raising in intensity, I'll put my hand on his shoulder. Calm yourself. Keep your composure. Remember, you are in a point of leadership. You need to keep a cool head. Continue your report.
Faywin makes a gesture towards the men in the direction of Ulmus. He only nods and jogs over at them, saying, "Enough gawking. I catch you doing that again, and I'll run you through the whole course walking on your hands. Move!" And the men return to their duties. Faywin continues the description of the night's events. We were caught unawares. These were nothing more than the local scum who always seem to rise to the top during areas of lawlessness, as you've already said. And they have never gotten through our watch had there not been 3 more raids earlier in the day, and 5 more raids on earlier days besides. There's no Imperials about, no Mylines, no Blue Dogs. It's a no man's land. And there's, come to think of it, she pauses for a moment, contemplating something.
What is it? What's on your mind?
We were close to orc country, and there were no orcs.
That is a concerning sign, to say the least, but not unexpected.
In fact, I've heard no reports from the Ednugal over the past few weeks.
The storm is coming. We need to prepare all of our troops as best we can. Keep training them, keep honing their blades, honing their skills as best we can get them ready. Both of you prepare yourselves for a fight. This is truly the calm before the true storm. These bandits, do we have any bearing on their numbers?
We wiped them out. No more.
Good.
Any that are left are just among the endless rabble that wander the hills and the forest roads these days.
It's a shame. Those could have been good soldiers, good citizens, but they chose to let the trouble of the times get to them and let them go off the path.
She nods.
Good work in eliminating them so they can't harm any civilians or get in the way of our further plans to protect the city.
She closes her eyes and turns toward her home to the west, to Rendickburg. One of these days, I'll have to talk to you about what happened.
I will have to have a proper conversation about that, and if all luck should go our way, perhaps once the siege has been repelled and the enemy out of the region, we can talk about reclaiming Rendickburg. But that
Rendickburg wasn't taken. She's talking about something else.
No, my apologies.
Rose.
Yeah.
So here is the lowdown. You got a few swinging beams, a few swinging sandbags. Sandbags that are actually just burlap stuffed with hay and dirt. And you see men and women walking across them, some managing to deftly dodge and weave between them the swinging pendulums of filth with relative ease. And some can't make it past the first one without tripping or getting knocked off or just crying before they even step foot on it. A cornucopia of reactions to this first hurdle. So, Kristoff leads you to it. Well, the sergeant seems to think that this is a great way to get started, so I don't know you, I won't order you around, but if you're wanting to test yourself, this is the best we can manage without any formal equipment from our army. So, have at it if you'd like.
I appreciate it, Christopher. All right.
Kristoff, he says, narrowing his eyes.
Sorry. I'm terrible with names.
So, do you walk toward the beam? Do you just look at it, or what do you do?
Yeah, I think she'd study it for a minute and then approach it. Cause like, you know, she's got to do the damn thing, so she's gonna throw her hat in. She's gonna do it.
Okay. So roll me an acrobatics check.
I was hoping you would say that. On roll 20, I have a 26 and a 10, so that's fun.
Just take wait, you rolled a 26?
Yep. I rolled
we'll
a nat 20.
We'll whatever you roll, just take the first number unless you're rolling with advantage.
Alrighty.
Or disadvantage for that matter. So just since 26 is the first number, we'll take that.
I make it my bitch.
Okay. So you hop on top of the balance beam. The first pendulum swings, and you all practically dance past it. The second one comes hurtling by you, and you jump into the air through it as though it were, well, not through it. You jump into the air over it. And the last one, you run as quickly as you can. You don't even feel the breeze that it generates as it moves past you.
Can I do a flip on one of them? I'm not picky which one.
Yeah, go ahead. I would say the
Sick.
last one would probably be the most appropriate since you're probably going to dismount.
Yeah. All right.
I'm still in the middle of the conversation, right? So I can't yell at good form.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Kristoff just looks at you and blinks once. Impressive.
I appreciate it, Chris. What else you got for me?
So he leads you over towards a wall, which is basically just the butt end of a bunch of wagons that have been hammered together with planks haphazardly on the backs. With nails protruding from the front of it and hammered down, the pointy ends hammered down so they don't become a hazard to the people climbing up them. Since some of the recruits don't have shoes. And he comes up, you come up to it, and he says, well, this is our wall. You could, if you can call it that. It's a large wall with minimal handholds that have been punched out, perhaps literally. The splintered edges showing around the fringes of the handholds. Not much to look at, but it hasn't failed us yet. 300 reps every hour or so.
Jeez. All right, so I just up and over then?
Up and over.
All right. So she'd kind of back up and wipe her hands off on her pants and then charge at the wall to get a running start.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics check.
14.
You managed to clear some of the wall without having to utilize your strength to pass it. You're about 3 feet up, I would say. So now you roll me a strength check. Actually, not strength, acrobatics. Not that probably makes much difference.
Oh, no, it makes a difference. Acrobatics is a 22.
Did I say acrobatics? I meant athletics.
Oh,
Athletics.
I'm going to get it right eventually. That's a 13.
Although not quite as easy as the previous bout, you do manage to climb over the wall with relative speed and grace. And you flop over to the other side, which is literally just a big old puddle of mud, deliberately crafted for cushion. You can roll an acrobatics check if you want to land gracefully, or if you want to make some sort of try to avoid it altogether.
Yeah, she'd probably try to jump over it, but she got a 14, so I don't know how successful she'd be.
You managed to dodge the most of it, but some does splash up on your shoes.
Ugh, all right. She'd kind of shake it off like she stepped in shit and then walk on.
Well, I'd say you're bordering on a natural. Have you done this before?
No?
All right. Well, the road leads along through an irrigation canal, which has been dug, connecting to a small stream that runs from the north. This is our wide jump course, and a bunch of a relatively narrow canal, about 5 feet wide, stands in the middle, muddy as can be, with large field stones placed in the middle of the stagnant water that makes up what was once an irrigation system. Hop across this, and we'll move on to the next one.
All right, so I just
Acrobatics check. Three acrobatics checks in sequence.
Oh.
So roll one first.
24, 24, 12.
All right. The first two, you hop over, practically striding across them. How that can be done remains a mystery. The last one, you do stumble a bit, but you don't fall into the water, and you manage to hop across unscathed.
Woo. I'm not cheating. I have a proficiency in acrobatics. I swear to God, I'm not cheating.
Okay. Well. We may have a future protege on our hands. So next up is the wheel. And he gestures towards a large wheel at the very end of the course that you just jumped across. It's a large wooden spoked monstrosity, cracked from the weights that have been strapped onto it. Weights made of flour, steel, and even some heavily soaked towels that have been strapped onto it. This was a last-minute addition to our course.
I mean, the towels are a nice touch. They really add something, I think. You know, besides 20 pounds.
They add weight, and that's all that matters. So pick this up and carry it over to the next point on the map, which he points it in a direction about 50 meters from here.
Oh, all right.
All right, roll a strength check.
That is a 4.
You can't even lift it off the ground. You roll again.
She just keeps throwing her whole. Oh, that's an 11.
You manage to lift it slowly, but you do get it off the ground. All right, head over towards that point.
Okay, no problem. Keep rolling strength.
Roll one more.
Okay. That's a 7.
Falls off your back.
Shit. You can't win them all, right? Chris? Topher?
He doesn't give you any response.
Gotcha.
Can this be the point where Caldus finishes his debriefing and walks up?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, come on.
Rose, how are things going? It looks like the wheel's giving you a bit of trouble.
It's the only thing. I'm godly at the other stuff. But I didn't know you had to be strong.
That is part of what you need. It's part of every well-rounded soldier's toolkit. As I will pull out the Grey Dawn, my greatsword, and I will hand it to you. Feel how heavy that is. Swinging that around takes a certain amount of stamina, and as I hand it in your hands, you can feel the weight of this giant. How tall are you?
5 foot tall.
It's nearly as tall as you. It's a long sword.
I'm gonna be that guy and remind you that the average longsword still only weighs 5 or 6 pounds.
Oh yeah, but it's the heft of the swing the fucker.
Look,
Swing the fucker. Come
I
on,
didn't
man.
spend tens of thousands of dollars on a history degree to let this go on.
I've been
That's
saving
so
it for
valid.
this
Look,
very
you
D&D
swing-
episode.
Swing a 5-pound stick 100 times over the course of a day. It's going to suck if you are not strong.
I know. I'm just making fun of the feel the sword, and she's gonna pick it up and go, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
no, swing.
pick it up 100 more times.
Yeah, no, try to fight with it. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, Corbin.
I just imagine Corbin being on like the sidelines, like, you want to learn real ways to fight.
Corbin, you're supposed to be training students. What is this?
You look over at like what looks like fireworks coming out of Stouthwatch, and you hear my laughter, and you're like, oh.
He's gonna take you down
Aw.
the path of righteousness. I'm gonna take you down
Take
the
you down
path
the
that
path that
rocks.
rocks.
Corbin invents sunglasses, just pulls them out.
I'm gonna take you down the path that fucks. No, but he hands you the sword and then goes, swing it around. It takes some getting used to. You need to have a good arm.
That's what she said. Okay. So what would you like me to roll, Toofins?
Roll, I mean, I guess.
Strength.
Roll strength. You're not proficient in it.
Oh look, a 7.
So-
You swing at the air, and it's the sword, though not too heavy to hold, is certainly too heavy to wield. It swings wildly around as you manage to barely rein it in and call this steps out of the way.
Can I accidentally let it go at one point and it fly off? Please.
If you want
think-
to,
I think
the
that
consequences.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Do it. Let it fly.
Okay.
'Cause-
Not towards the stuff though. Like I don't want to accidentally stab someone.
As it's soaring through the air, she lets go of it, and I will see it flying. I'm like, Blades of Dawn, return! And it will break into its motes and then reform in my hand. Like, it's unwieldy, isn't it?
How long have you been able to do that? You went how long without a sword and you can just summon it to your hands?
This,
Oh shit.
that is unfortunately the time period in which I was getting the sword enchanted, so it can do that. That will
Oh.
never be a problem again. And I
Oh.
sheath the blade. Speaking of blades, I want to take you by the armory once we're finished here. I want you to try out various weapons, see what feels right for your wielding abilities.
Can I not just keep my crossbow? I like my crossbow.
A ranged weapon isn't bad, but you need to have a last case melee weapon. For those times where an enemy gets well within range for the crossbow, it's trying to take shots at someone right next to you. It's very easy to knock the weapon out of your hand or knock it away so the shot doesn't go to your target.
You might even say there's a clear disadvantage in melee range.
Hey.
Yeah, you need,
Oh my god.
if you're going to be honestly, if you're going to be in the line of work of an adventurer, you need to have at least some of your bases covered. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll find something that fits your style. But first, Christoph, is there anything left in the course?
One more thing. He points towards the old barn over to the eastern side, and a weather vane that juts out over the top eave of the barn. From that weather vane, There have been numerous braces haphazardly, as is the custom of this particular course, slapped onto this weather vane to support it, as a large rope dangles from the top of it. The rooster that's used to determine the the direction of the wind having long since been bent out of shape and unrecognizable.
I want you guys to know that Andy, as a player, is holding back cock rope jokes so hard. And I need you to be proud of me. Okay, thank you. That's all. Sorry.
Golf clap, everybody.
Yes,
Golf
good job.
clapping.
Good
Golf
job.
clapping.
The cock rope.
Cock.
Yes!
My legacy.
No, get a different legacy.
Don't tell me what to do with my legacy, and I won't tell you what to do with your cock rope, ma'am.
So, what do we have here, Christoph?
It's just a rope. You get up to the top and you hop on top of the barn, and you get to hold this the broken weather vane in your hands as a memento of your success. Few have managed to get to the top because there are also challenges along the way.
Chris, are you gonna shoot me? Because if you're gonna shoot me, I deserve to know ahead of time.
Not shoot. He picks up a piece of rotten fruit at his feet.
Oh. Can you shoot me? Oh, all right.
Now, Rose, what's a little bit of
With your permission, of course.
I'm gonna smell like Luya when this is over.
We
Not
can
fair.
swing by the bathhouse.
Sorry.
No, that's perfectly in character. Do not be sorry for that.
I'm just being an ass tonight. You guys made the mistake of giving me a platform, and I'm using it.
No, go off. No, this is good. This is great.
All right.
Rose, go ahead. I'm sure you will have no trouble. I believe in you.
So she'd grab the rope with like two hands and kind of tug it, kind of look back at the other people that are watching her, like watching them. I'm assuming they're like bouncing like rotten vegetables and fruit in their hands with like evil little smirks on their faces.
Yes.
And she's like, okay. And so I guess she'd start going. What am I rolling?
Roll strength. Actually,
no.
athletics. Athletics. Not acrobatics, athletics.
Okay.
Athletics.
That is a 12.
You get going at a sluggish pace, but you do manage to begin the slow ascent to the cock.
Ugh. Never thought she'd go for that, but works.
About 10 feet up in the air, a solid 2 minutes of climbing. You hear from behind you a familiar voice say, "Men, women, to arms!"
Oh no.
And whistling can be heard from behind you. Roll an acrobatics check.
That I feel better about. 22.
Fire!
You managed to catch one of the fruit in your arm. You managed to swat one of the fruit out of the air, even though it would have been a certainly fatal blow. It clatters or splatters, I should say, against the moldering wood that makes up this fucked up farmhouse. You continue your ascent.
Artillery, ready your second shot.
Roll me an athletics check. Sorry.
Okay. Athletics. That's a 3.
You slide down about 5 feet.
Damn it!
Steady. Fire!
Acrobatics, go.
Okay. 15.
One grazes your shoulder, but it does not leave a mark.
Okay.
Athletics.
Come on, Rose, you can do it. Push through, overcome.
11.
Slowly but steadily, you make up that 5 feet that you lost.
Ready your next shot?
Oh no.
Aim! Fire!
Acrobatics.
Yes.
18.
You manage to avoid all of the fruit lobbed in your direction successfully.
Come on, everyone. It's one target. You need to work on your aim. Focus. Visualize.
Who's
Athletics.
okay? That's 7.
I'm sorry, I was preparing spells and I accidentally cast a spell.
You do not make any ground, but you don't lose any either.
Okay. Acrobatics again.
Ready? Ready? Fire!
A critical failure with a 7.
Ooh, I think you're getting a tomato to the face.
You get a tomato to the face and the butt cheek.
No! Those are my 2 best features.
Tomato butt.
Tomato butt.
This better not stick around.
One man, or I should say a man, turns towards his female compatriot, or I should say, and raises a fist in solidarity.
Congratulations to that private. You hit your mark after 4 attempts. Do better, but congratulations.
You suck, but all right.
Roll athletics.
Okay. 18. Oh God.
Oh gosh. Well, you managed to climb up 15 feet of real estate.
Does Rose finally touch her first cock?
You can almost reach it, but not quite. As at least one more volley heads in your direction. Roll acrobatics.
20.
All right. Final attempt. Get that shot. Fire!
What did you roll?
20.
You managed to use the rope to swing out of the way. An unprecedented move.
You were throwing it where she was, not where she was going.
One more, hopefully.
Oh,
Athletics.
8.
You don't gain or lose any ground.
No! Acrobatics again.
Yes.
22. I'm not coming to work with Dad ever again.
You deftly move your head from one direction, move your foot in the other direction. You even flip to avoid the tomatoes that are coming in your direction.
That's it, Rose. Look at those moves.
Okay.
Look at you
Athletics.
go. You're almost there.
Oh, 4.
You lose 5 feet of movement. 10 feet to go.
Okay.
Don't
Acrobatics.
stop now.
17.
Keep up the fire. Keep going.
Flashing back to high school and college. 17.
You manage to make up a little bit of ground, about 3 feet, as you dodge upward, all of the shots coming from below.
All right, recruits, let's get down to business. Fire!
Athletics.
2.
You lose 5.
I fall off the rope.
I
Let's
think
just-
at this point there's been.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. At this point, we're gonna call it. I don't want to do this all night.
Nope.
Yeah.
You fall to the ground into a pile of mud and filthy, molding tomatoes.
Ugh. Should stand up, wipe her face, wipe her butt. Get the.
Cultus is gonna walk over and like offer a hand to help you up. And just like it was a good attempt. You got farther than most of these recruits.
Yeah, are these your archers? Because I don't want to say anything, but ooh,
Their aim is something to be improved. He says, like kind of a gritted smile. But it made for a good show. At least there's someone with promise. But good job, really. You had some serious skills out there. Your the way you dodged those shots, it is something to be proud of.
Thanks, Dad Boss. I'm not completely hopeless.
Come, let's go sword shopping.
Shopping? Don't tell.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Don't tell Colette I was excited about shopping.
Somewhere Colette sneezes.
Your
She'll never
secret is
listen.
safe with me.
Okay.
On the way out, I will say goodbye to Omis, Feywin, Christoph. Christoph, thank you for letting us use your course. Good luck in getting these recruits in fighting shape. Farewell.
I think we'll need it, but luck is on our side.
Rose would dramatically bow like a jackass. And then follow Dad Boss.
Are you going to be calling me Dad Boss the entire day?
Yeah, I think it's fun.
So,
He just kind of like nods his head to the side as we are walking.
Recently called us during one of your days at Southwatch. You remember that you had been told of a forge that has been made available to you, a forge that makes fine weaponry, the finest in all of the city.
So, Rose, I think any old normal blade won't do for the caliber of warrior that we want to forge you into. So, I've made arrangements to go to the finest forge in all the city.
Oh.
And I'll be paying, of course.
Excellent.
Let's find you something worth a good name. And he will pat the scabbard holding his great sword. Just like, let's see if we can find
Now,
something.
Are they just settling on fighter then? We don't all get to do a.
What?
No, I'm gonna buy her a fucking sword. If she is a fighter, she's a fighter. If she's not a fighter, she has a cool sword.
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm like,
We're not deciding on fighter. It's just this is what he messaged me before.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the kid, so I took the kid to do a thing.
Oh no, I'm not
This is
complaining.
the
I was just
Happy
making
Meal.
sure. I was just afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, that was quick.
That'd
the
be
Happy Meal.
boring.
Corbin gets visitation rights too.
Orphan gets visitation rates. Go ahead, D.
You head toward Southwatch, and a little bit to the east of Southwatch is a set of stairs that are, or I should say, is a path that is monitored by the few soldiers. After recent events made this forest path a bit unsafe. The path also leads not only to that row of inns that the murder of a random citizen and the abduction of Meridia took place, but it also leads a little bit off the beaten path to a set of stairs carved into the mountain.
Oh, time to start climbing, and he will just like army high knee up the stairs. This is part of the training. Come on.
Oh, hells no.
Switchback stairs crisscross up and down the mountainside that is so sheer it might as well be a cliff. 300 feet up in the air. This particular blacksmith may be the highest point in the city, save the highest spire of Lightning Keep itself.
Y'all ever seen the movie Road to El Dorado?
Yeah.
When they finish climbing the stairs, that's gonna be Rose.
At the top of the stairs, you see a building that is not really much of a building. Actually, it's just a cave with some carvings on it. Etched into it in Draconic are a few words that you may not know. Because
I actually believe I do not speak Draconic. Never mind.
I don't think either of you do. Below that is a wooden placard that has been as artfully as possible placed right directly below the words. It reads Arcweaver Abbey.
No, the Arcweaver.
Arcweaver Abbey, meaning like a place where, like a monastery of sort.
Ah. So I would assume, is the Arcweaver like the Hephaestus, like the creation god, perhaps?
No.
No.
You can roll a history check though. Only you and Rose, but I think you're the only one asking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
You said
honest, Rose doesn't care.
You said Hephaestus, and I thought you said Festivus, and I was lost in Seinfeld for a minute.
For the rest of it.
Rest of us for the rest of us.
Okay. That's what, +6. So that's a dirty 20.
You recall a few people mentioning the in discussions with tourists, as well as people who are new to the city, not people you discussed with. Well, initially you weren't a part of these conversations, but you joined in out of curiosity. The Arcweaver Abbey is an ancient forge said to be founded by an ancient warrior nun who was known only as the Arcweaver. Apparently, she had the ability to take wild lightning from the stormlands that you currently occupy and craft it directly into tools, into weapons, and even into armor. Let me see. And although no Forge Master has been able to equal the feats of this legendary Arcweaver, the forge is still powered by its matron's ancient knowledge. A large steeple protrudes from the top of it. Bolts of lightning power it and cause the forge fire to burn hotter and cleaner than any other in the city, perhaps the world. Although no longer associated with any particular monastic division, the abbey still follows the tradition in selecting its master. The ancient traditions, that is. The current Forge Master is always selected by the prior master, unless dead or incapacitated.
Oh, hold on 1 second. We just got a raid. Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone. My name is PsycheSiren. Thursdays are very special to me. Usually I do a lot of variety, but Thursdays are D&D days. Level Up FC, y'all, if you're not following them yet, they are freaking fantastic. And Music, thank you for the follow. But yeah, y'all, usually I'm pretty chatty. Usually we're doing a lot of variety stuff. But on Thursdays, we get together with some lovely folks and we play some D&D. So I want you to know, usually I'm really chatty, but I try to respect our fellow players and I give them the field, so as to speak. Hello, Sunset. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, the bot is... So the bot is acting up. So Autumn is our bot today. He takes his job very seriously. We don't think he'll uprise against us or anything. No. But folks, tomorrow, I'm gonna plug this real quick and then we're gonna go back to our lovely players. Tomorrow we are raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation. It's gonna be at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it's gonna go for 6 hours. I've got these gross redeems. Like, I have to we have something called mystery shots. One of the shots being soy sauce, one being hot sauce, one being Pedialyte. You know, it all goes to help the kids. You know, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, thank you so much for bringing your folks over here. All right, I'm gonna go back to our D&D crew. To set the stage for y'all, one of our characters, Rose, is trying to decide what she wants to do, because she's changing from an artificer to another class. So she's going around and like having a take your daughter to work day with all of us. And she's with our fighter right now. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and return to them. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
What?
Hey.
What were you saying? What?
Corbin's got big rat energy.
Yep, BRE.
What? I was gone for 5 minutes. Why are we
No one
talking about
explained.
brats? Why?
No one explained. Don't worry.
You weren't gone for even 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You may have been gone for 2.
we're just like this.
Why?
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it.
Brit.
Take it away, bruh. I'm in my 30s. I can't say bruh.
You just did, homie. You're good.
No,
It's bruh.
I pay taxes.
I pay taxes, Brett.
I'm gonna say that to my accountant. I pay taxes, bruh.
Do my taxes, bruh.
It's funny because my accountant is Brisby, and if I said that to Brisby, I think he'd cry.
Get taxed, bruh.
So
All right, so we walk in.
there's still traditions that are followed, even though they're not a part of any monastic division, having been overtaken by the city itself, the government. However, it still follows those old traditions. The current Forge Master is always selected by the Prior, unless the Prior Master died or was somehow incapacitated. In that case, the Duke appoints a Master himself. Also, the Forge Master is always a woman. You enter Go ahead.
Call this as they're walking in. We'll do that thing where a dad is at a museum telling his kid about a thing they have no interest in. Just like, it's a great honor to be here. Right underneath the clouds, standing with the storm nearly. This is where great masterpieces are made. Okay, go ahead.
You walk toward the a large central pit with a hood that leads up through the ceiling. A woman's or somebody with the figure of a woman is standing with her back towards you. A black ponytail trailing down her back.
Hello. Is this where we can find the Arc Weaver?
The hammering stops, and she turns towards you. You can't find the Arcweaver here. She's been dead for thousands of years, if she existed at all. But I am the Forge Master. How can I help you?
Hello. My name is General Caldus Blashur. I am here with a friend. We are in need of a fine blade smithed for her. And I heard there was no better in the entire city to go than here.
With a self-satisfied, slight smirk on her lips that goes away as quickly as it arrived, she nods once and says, "You will find no finer in the city."
Excellent.
Neato.
What do you need?
Well, we're looking for... I will turn my attention to Rose. We're looking for a blade to be wielded by this fine young lady. She prefers to have a bit of finesse in her weapon, let's say. She is quite nimble when she needs to be. I think something that would accommodate that. Perhaps a scimitar, a rapier, a fine fencing blade, perhaps.
She turned towards you, arms crossed. Well, do any of those suit you, or would you prefer something else?
No, I mean, those sound good. I'm not particularly strong, but I'm fast and good on my feet.
Well, to wield a rapier, you don't need to be strong. You just need to be able to balance properly, which I suppose could be said about any sword, but this one doesn't require much strength. It's long, sharp, and as nimble as the wind itself.
You showed to have good reflexes back on the course, so a rapier sounds like it might be a good fit.
I leave myself in your 4G hands, oh master.
4G? What about 5G?
You're lucky it wasn't an orgy joke.
No! No!
I'm lowbrow. You know this about me.
So will you be taking a weapon that's already been forged from the armory, or do you want something created specially for you?
I think that's up to my dad. I'm Caldus, my associate, and not my dad boss, to decide.
Without paying any attention to the word dad boss, she turns from you to Caldus.
I'm gonna make dad boss a thing, god damn it.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble for you, I think forging a blade to show off its wielder, I think forging a blade would be the path we want to take. I want the blade to reflect its wielder.
She nods once. I'll give it some thought. Check back here in a few days.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She, after stroking her chin for a second, a flash of realization streaks her face. Did you say Caldus? It's a bit of an unusual name. Is that the same as Caldus Blucher?
Why, yes, it is.
Well, I'm under orders from the Duke himself to offer any such services rendered up to a certain point without cost. I have already been reimbursed by the Duke himself.
Ooh.
I was unaware of this. That is fortuitous. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing what you can forge.
And she turns from you and toward the forge. The flickering blue crackling unusual flame at its center.
Huh. Rose, I think you're going to have a fine blade in your hands.
Thank you. Listen, I crack a lot of jokes, but I genuinely appreciate you helping me with this.
No worries. I've grown to enjoy your sense of humor, though. This is the most you've seen him smile in a good while. It seems he's a lot more relaxed today than he's been in the last week. Definitely the last few days. But while we're out on the town, there's one last stop I want to make, and I wouldn't mind asking your advice. This is as we're walking down the stairs. You're well aware of my falsehoods regarding my addiction and whatnot, but
Yeah.
Agatha is not yet, and I figure it's best to clear the air before anything should happen during the siege. Hopefully, nothing will come of it. We will win and victory will be assured, but it's always best to be prepared should an untimely end befall me. As such, want to buy her a necklace, and I've had trouble deciding what kind of gem I would be looking for. You wouldn't happen to have any suggestions, would you?
Well, I know I seem to be a lady about town and know my way around the fanciful side. But I mean, before we address that, you're gonna make it back. We're not gonna let anything happen to you. Okay?
Thank you. I have no intention of dying on the battlefield anymore, but fate decides what happens. It's a roll of the dice, really.
Pretty sure Trinity would bring you back and kill you again, so...
Who's Trinity?
Not Trinity,
D&D
God,
character.
Colette.
Other
God
campaign
damn it.
we're in! Other tieflings!
I'm
You're
sorry!
mixing up the tieflings!
Listen,
You're connecting the worlds!
it was an accident, I'm sorry, a slip of the tongue.
Autumn, you put those eyes away.
No, sorry, I
Colette.
meant Colette. I'm so sorry. Ignore that.
I
Strike it
had to
from the
bust your
record.
chops. I had to bust your chops.
You didn't though, but I appreciate it anyway, I guess.
Autumn, no!
So yeah, God, I'm so mad at myself now. God damn it. Okay. You know, Colette might have Colette might be a little more, I don't know, who you're looking for with this. I'm happy to help. I just don't know a lot.
I figured we could end the day with a little bit of light shopping. Just something to relax. I'm happy that Meridia is back safe and sound. I was very worried for her and for you, and so I want to have a little bit of a lighter day.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I could use one, I know.
What do you say we grab a snack or something on the way and just go about the rest of the day relaxing?
Fantasy McDonald's, fantasy McDonald's, fantasy.
Listen, kid, you've had a traumatic day, but let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Let's go get some custard. Woo!
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna end this this tale of Risha for Coldis.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Somebody else.
All right. So next up, so you head back to the Hollow Pine with something to think about, Rose, and something to talk about, Caldus.
And an ice cream cone.
You probably already eaten whatever you picked up there while you were out.
All right.
Some frozen dairy, some cold dairy confection.
Do you do anything when you get home, or do you just go to bed?
I figure. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go.
I figure I can do my. I've had enough screen time. I can do my my dramatic scene with Aggie later.
Sounds good. All right, Rose.
I will never have enough screen time. What's up?
Do you do anything?
Check on Meridia. Maybe smooch her cute little face a couple times.
She, although still visibly shaken up from the events of past few days, is glad to see you and glad to glad to have some company.
Oh.
It's good to see you. How was your day?
Just don't smell me until I can get to the bathhouse.
She smirks at you as you pass by. Well, would have been nice to know that before you entered the room. But
Is this gonna be our first fight? Is about how I smell?
of course not. And she walks towards you, teeth gritted between her lips, or behind her lips, I should say, and gives you a curt peck on the cheek.
The unstained cheek, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Aw. She's fucking adorable. I just want to smooch her face, but I need to bathe. I wasn't kidding about smelling like Luya.
Wow. Okay, that's true though.
I'd say it to your face, so.
Luya smells like tomatoes. It's canon now.
No.
I mean,
No,
it's
tomatoes smell fine. He smells like something else.
Rotten food.
Yeah.
rotten food, maybe a little bit of mud and shit.
Sorry, buddy.
Remind me next week. The intro question's gonna be, "What does your character smell like?"
I have that on my character sheet.
Yes.
Well, we apparently already know what I smell like.
Okay, the nice way to describe Luya's smell. He smells like nature.
Shit.
Nature.
Nature's butt.
Nature.
Corbin smells like incense, and when you go by a pile of like new mulch.
Oh.
You smell like those soaps.
No.
Dr. Squatch soaps. That's...
And maybe it
Yeah, save it for
Okay,
next
so-
week. Save it.
Go. Yeah.
You know, since it's 9:45, I'm gonna go on a Dr. Squatch thing. Their deodorant sucks.
Does it? Oh,
Shots fired.
hot take.
I know that it doesn't have chemicals and stuff, but like, even if like I put it on after I shower, you know, kind of deal, like a few hours go by and it's gross because it's like I got like a pine tar one, and it might just be quarter Mediterranean stink going on with me, but like it's supposed that you can't have those obnoxious commercials insulting my masculinity because I'm not a dish, I'm a man, and then have your soap shit be so bad that I'm like, why did I buy this?
You're not a dish. You're a man. I hate that commercial.
Yeah. Like it's, it questions your masculinity, and I'm like, I wish I was a dish. At least I'd probably be clean.
Moving on. D&D.
Okay. You curl into bed with your ghoul friend, and the night passes.
After I bathe. Just,
Yes, of course.
yeah. So who wants custody of the halfling?
What's custody next?
Corbin, you should go because I'm kind of still preparing. I have a thing.
Well, how long do we get custody for? What time are we playing till?
You'll get me next week too.
Okay.
The huge, unless we can speed it up if you want, but I don't think that would be. I don't think that that's fair to
but
you
we
or
can,
the other two.
Get started.
I want to hang with my Corvin too.
Well, and part of hanging with Corbin is gonna probably steal some of the describing everything moments and DMing moments. Not real DMing, but I might make an NPC for you to literally voice for me.
Okay, that's fine. Before we advance to that, since there's a good chance we might not get to the other two, do either of you want to do anything with your time? Luya, Colette.
Me. Yes, I would like to get prepared and cleaned up, and just, since we've been oot and a boot and rested up, all
Okay.
that stuff.
Do you want to do anything else besides bathe?
That's an all-day affair.
I think it's sharpening and stuff. I did want to hit some things, but I think the thing I want to do with Rose. So
With Rose? Okay, that's fine.
You know where Colette's going and who all she's talking to. That's gonna be a thing.
Do you
Yeah,
want to take time with that, or do you want to save that?
I I'm okay with saving it so Corvin can teach Rose the real fighting.
Okay, I just didn't want to like make it feel.
No, it's okay,
I want
it's
everybody
okay.
to get their time to do their thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Corvin, floor is yours.
All right, so first things first, much to probably most people's surprise, because Corbin normally is a sleepy person, but not when it's teaching and training days. So I wake up Rose at the crack of dawn, like 5 a.m., knock on the door.
She would get up bleary-eyed, like, "Oh no, you're gonna be worse than Caldas, aren't you?"
Hurry up, you spineless meatbag, we gotta go, we got training to do.
Yes.
She would shut the door in their face and go get ready. Be down in like 15 minutes.
I knock on the door again in 10 minutes, and you notice I haven't moved. And I'm like, I'm not kidding, I got students waiting.
I'm just braiding. Okay. She would she was in the middle of braiding her hair, so she would be
No,
braiding.
just tie that shit up and put a hat on it, because you're not going to want that dangling around.
Oh my god.
All right. She just.
Wow, the drill sergeant, huh?
All
Corvin
right.
does greet you with a cup of coffee and a pastry
Oh.
on a saucer. And I
Okay.
say, you've got till we get to the bottom of the stairs to finish this, though, because we're already 10 minutes late.
Oh my god! So she would hork it down.
Yes.
Try not to burn her mouth on her coffee.
She uses the coffee to push it down, you know.
Yeah, like a competitive eater dips her pastry into the coffee to choke it down faster. Listen, it's all she's got right now.
Are you wearing sturdy shoes today? But nothing too heavy. You don't want your armor. You don't want to bring your crossbow. You can bring your sword. I like your... Oh, you don't have one yet.
No.
Like, you notice even Corvin isn't wearing Corvin's armor, and I'm just wearing really basic, not robes. Kind of like just a tunic and comfy pants and flats.
Okay. I figured they would have talked about this like the night before, like whenever they
Yeah.
made
I
plans.
do have
so-
my sword, though. Because
Okay.
it's my teaching sword. My sword and my wand, they're my teaching weapons.
She'd probably have her daggers and maybe her club then.
You can leave that club.
Okay, just her daggers.
All right. So we head to Southwatch, but the whole time, Corvin makes you do like mini exercises on the way up.
Oh, good. All right.
And Corvin is walking on their tiptoes backwards. That's how you walk backwards if you don't want to bounce. So you do walk on your tiptoes. Learned that from marching band. I can still walk like a mile on my tiptoes backwards.
Hell yeah.
No problem, and have conversations and stuff. So Corbin makes you do stuff like, it seems silly, but he's like, all right, or they're like, all right, there's a fence here. We need you to walk a few steps, jump on the fence, walk a few steps, jump off the fence, walk a few. It's like a stone wall.
Oh,
And then
okay.
when we get to Southwatch, Corvin's like, all right, so you've got two options, because the sepulcher is on the top floor. Ironic, because the sepulchers are normally underground, but that's the room I got. You can either climb that ladder, and I point to the ladder that, like a rope ladder that's on the side of the building, or you can run up the staircase on the inside.
Oh, gods. Okay, I think she would probably, remembering her experience yesterday with the rope, would
It's a
probably.
rope ladder, not just a rope. Like, it's got rungs and stuff on it. And...
Okay, she'd probably try the ladder then.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to probably be another athletics check, because it is a rope ladder on a very, 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 very tall building.
Fuck.
And it's not anchored anywhere. But I'll let Teeth make the athletics check.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a 16.
You find it much, much easier than the rope.
Thank fuck.
As
And you
you
do
start
manage to
climbing,
make the top, make the climb.
runs in the building, because Corbin's like, well, I gotta be at the top of the ladder by the time she gets up, so I look intimidating. Yeah, Corbin's there to like give you a hand and help you up. And behind him, behind her, Corbin also says, so I hear, before we get any further on the way over, Corbin says, I hear that you were calling Caldus dad boss. Either dad or mom boss or uncle or aunt boss is fine with me.
How about
Whichever
parent boss?
you think is convenient.
Or Corvin boss.
Or Corvin boss.
What about parent boss?
Parent boss works.
Okay.
When Corbin lets you up, you notice behind them that the top of this tower has been turned into like a weird obstacle course combined with like a firing range. And there's a whole bunch of desks and chairs like wrapped around the outside of the turrets. You know, like when you look at a rook in chess, the top where the wall is, and it goes down and up and down and up, that's the turrets. So it's a giant classroom / gymnasium. And there are two groups, one in blue robes, the other in gray robes, and they're all currently already, before Corbin even shows up, doing a lot of like footwork exercises and calisthenics. And Corbin explains, so, you think all magic is brain stuff, but, once the person you're shooting magic at gets towards you, you don't want to get hit at all. And we can't wear, heavy armor. I can wear, like, leather armor, but I spent years just learning how to cast magic wearing armor. But you don't want, like, some dick with a dagger to turn you from the most powerful being in the battlefield to, spell components to be raised as a zombie. So all of my students spend like an hour every day doing what we call abs, and I yell, apprentices, what is abs? And they all yell, always be shuffling. And I point at Unicate. That's right, you always be shuffling.
Okay.
Every day I'm shuffling.
So
Oh,
I take you to my desk, which is under like a little canopy, like thing that has been put up. And I hand you a wand. All the wands that my students have are made out of yew, because yew is a wood that's associated with death, and even if they're not casting necromantic spells, they're still learning from a necromancer, damn it. So we're doing it right.
It's the principle. The principle.
The principle, exactly. But Corbin says, all right, well, take this wand and then immediately sheath it, because I need you to go do abs.
oh, okay. All right. She would like kind of look around on her to like figure out a place to put it. She'd probably either tuck it up her sleeve or like in her bra.
Like, you can put it in your pocket. I mean,
Oh, that works too. Just somewhere.
Don't break it though, because you don't get another, and if you don't have that to cast spells, you get to learn the other spell casting from the gray shirts over there. And you notice all the ones in gray shirts don't have wands.
One of them's picking his nose.
Yeah. The gray shirts are, you'll notice everyone in gray tunics is like more muscular, and their hair is more unkempt, and they've got more scars on them. Everyone in a blue shirt looks like a nerd, because that's the wizards and warlocks.
Nerd.
With some exceptions.
Yes, with some exceptions. But abs in this case is basically a lot of jumping jacks, footwork, like the ladders you'll see football players do, like the footwork through.
Mm-hmm.
And then practicing being used to being on your toes at all time in combat. Because after this, you'll notice that Corbin, unless they're doing like a super massive spell that requires concentration, is always bouncing on their toes like a boxer.
So this is band camp. Like,
This is a more extreme band camp, yes.
all right.
Because this is to make sure that you are never going to trip in a fight again, that you're going to be able to dodge most attacks, and you're going to be able to cast a spell without dropping anything like a loser. But this lasts for almost like an hour and a half. And then Corbin will loudly, like Corbin's voice will be louder and scarier than you've ever heard. And they'll yell, time is over. And like it booms, like, and all the birds and stuff that were hanging out up on the roof fly away. And it doesn't bug any of these students because I've been doing this for like 2 weeks. And Corbin literally will instruct everyone to take their seats because it's learning time. And Corbin's going to hand you a book.
Oh, God. Okay. Rose would probably flinch with the booming and then would just kind of watch what everyone else is doing and just follow suit.
And there's also a bunch of coolers with water with orange peels in them.
Oh, we can't have those yet, can we?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, she'd get some water and an orange peel slice.
Corbin's big deal is that you do need to be hydrated constantly. Corbin always has half the time the flasks Corbin's drinking out of are just like medieval Gatorade, not alcohol. Because you need those electrolytes.
This whole time?
And Corbin goes, everyone, what do electrolytes help you win? And then they all yell, electro fights.
God, yes!
And the gray shirts say, I don't know.
I am not going to tell you what to do with your life, Andy. But if you had a sign like that, I want you, Uncle Sam, but it's Corbin.
Listen, we need official D&D merch, I will do that. I will make a Corbin shirt.
So all the gray shirts, even though they're not the smartest, they are all very disciplined, I think, because they were soldiers that Corbin has recruited to learn
Fair enough.
patented blurbing.
Fair enough. Blurbing, quote unquote.
All the gray shirts, they don't get a book because they can't read, but they are still there for lectures.
Aw.
And Corbin, they mage hand a giant chalkboard out from the edge of the tower up to the front. And not only do they start giving lectures about, how to properly cast spells and stances and ways that how to avoid failing to cast spells, they also give a whole lesson on like weaknesses and how to tell if your opponent is immune to magic and how to tell if your spells are failing. Corbin doesn't want to teach a whole bunch of people magic missile and then have some idiot just keep casting shield every time and these guys be doing magic missile on someone casting shield and doing nothing. That's a waste of everyone's time. And Corbin doesn't want to waste time. And that's another few hours. Like, the city is finally waking up by the time we're done, but we got here at like 6. So by the time we're done, it's 11. So it's close to noon by the time we're just done. No spells have been cast. Everyone is just talking about, like, you are learning your magic. You're learning how to not fuck up, how to win fights. But there's very little magic in this magic lesson.
Jeez.
Yes.
I legitimately... Okay, I was making predictions with Grey Gnarl before the session started about what I was going to do with everyone. I fully expected Rose to get tricked into doing Corbin's paperwork. That's what I expected this to be. And I love that it's a full thing.
No, Corbin has been disappearing and Corbin takes city defense and city planning very serious.
I love this very much. Rose is exhausted, but Andy's having a great time.
Yeah. And
battle design is my passion.
Yes. And once this lesson stops, Corbin's like, all right, everyone, we got 30 minutes for lunch. Don't eat anything too heavy, both in a literal and figurative sense, because we're gonna be flipping people around today.
Oh.
Not really, but we're going to be picking stuff up with our brains, and you don't want to be too much heavy on your stomach because then you'll throw up.
Oh, okay.
Andy, you're gonna get picked up with someone's brain, Andy.
No, Mage Hand can't pick up people.
Nah.
But you don't want to try and pick up stuff because Corbin is going to, they're going to teach. Because even the Greys can learn Mage Hand. Because, spoiler alert, that's where Corbin got Mage Hand, not from wizard books.
No.
And
Right.
Corbin's going to go up to Andy or Rose and go, so how's my newest little student? Have we expanded your mind yet? Do you feel invigorated and full of power or knowledge? Because guess what? Knowledge is power.
God dang.
I never realized how much concentration went into spell casting. I'm exhausted. Like she's like super excited, talking like a mile a minute. Like, oh my gosh, I'm fucking tired. Are we done?
No, it's only lunchtime.
Okay.
It's still up.
All right. Oh, the sun. Yep. Okay. I'm learning a lot, parent boss. This is.
Yeah, go get yourself lunch. You got a half hour. Don't spend the whole half hour climbing down the ladder. You can go down to the commissary. It's different. The commissary downstairs and.
Okay. Hey. All right. Do you want anything, or did you bring yours, or?
I reach out into my pocket and start eating a banana peel and all.
Oh God! You're just going in. Okay.
Peel is where all the fiber is, man.
Okay. Okay. Rose wouldn't say anything. She would just stare for like 30 Gregorian seconds and then just run away. The pure power of what Corbin is doing. She's like, nope. She can't even process the Griffin McElroying that's happening in this moment.
Oh, that is some hard Griffin McElroy, ain't it?
Crunch.
Oh yeah, Crunch Origins right there.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you want to continue after their lunch, or do we want to be done? I don't want to get too into anything and then have it be too late.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I mean, I'm cool with this episode being Corbin and Caldus, and the next episode, Luya and Colette.
Okay, so there you
Those
go.
seem to split
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get to hang out with all my D&D parents.
So we're planning on going for another 24 minutes, roughly. Yeah.
Probably. Mine won't be as long. I'm not going to actually make Teeth be an NPC or anything.
Okay.
Unless Teeth can come up with a student that they want to be. If you want to be a student at the commissary, getting lunch with Rose.
Well, it depends on if Rose wants to meet a student at the commissary.
Yeah, Rose, do you want to talk to anyone, or are you just going to be awkward?
I mean, chances are she'd probably just be awkward because she'd have spent a lot of energy running down the stairs, since I'm assuming she couldn't climb down the ladder to reach the commissary area.
No.
So, and she doesn't know how, but she fully expects that Corvin would know if she didn't run down. So she ran down the whole way because she just thinks they would know.
Okay. You have a lunch. Probably not great, but a lunch. You eat quietly by yourself, contemplating the past 2 days' events, contemplating your life, contemplating your future, contemplating your girlfriend. Is she your girlfriend? Who knows? You haven't had that talk yet, but it seems like it's heading in that direction, if nothing else. And you finish your lunch, head back up to the the platform in whichever method you prefer.
Probably the stairs again. She
Yeah, it's
doesn't
gonna
want
be
to
the
chance it.
stairs.
Yeah.
And when you come back up, you'll notice that the classroom setting is now everything has been moved out of the way, and Corbin and their skeletons are handing out little wooden balls to people matched up in pairs. So you're going to either need to find another person or dance with the teacher.
Oh God, she looks for another person.
Okay. Let's roll the dice.
Okay. What? Just a D20? Or
No, I'm rolling.
oh, okay.
Coming up with a name.
It's nothing personal. She just doesn't want to be teacher's pet. She wants to be, She wants the nerds.
You go up. Do you go up to a nerd, or do you go up to a brute?
Real quick, before you choose who to chat with, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. Hi, my name is PsycheSiren. My channel. So usually it's a lot of variety stuff, a lot of nonsense. Thursdays are D&D days, and we've been doing this for several years. Oh, those emotes! Oh my gosh! Hello, Sven. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. But yes, hi. Thank you for choosing us to raid. Oh my gosh. What were you streaming? What were you up to? But as I was saying, Thursdays are a bit different on my channel. Usually I chat a lot with folks, but Thursdays we leave audio to our players so they can experience stuff, but I make sure to type away in chat. So just know we're not ignoring you. Well, we're just telling the story, but thank you so much. Hi. But yeah, what were you up to? Also tomorrow, real quick, we are going to be raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation. I've worked with them before in the past. Before I started streaming, I was a therapist. And Starlight Children's Foundation helps kids when they're at like their absolute lowest. It helps their mental health, keeps their spirits high. And tomorrow I'll be raising money for them at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to go for 6 hours until midnight. Oh. But anyway, enough about me. Welcome to our D&D segment of the week. Right now, our character Rose is trying to decide what class she wants to do. And she's basically going through Bring Your Daughter to Work Day and going to all the players and figuring out what it is we do. She is currently with our wizard Corvin and learning what in the world Corvin does, and it's very interesting to hear. Oh, you were playing D&D. Hell yeah. Tell me what edition? Was it a homebrew? But yeah, I'm gonna return to my players. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Hello, I am back. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
We
Take it
couldn't tell
away.
if we were still live or not.
Yeah.
Always
So-
live.
Anyway,
Anywho.
handing out wooden balls to pairs while you try to find a partner.
She'd probably go up to a nerd.
Nerds.
We're
Oh,
not
sorry.
gonna bully the NPCs.
No, she needs a partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'm
they
trying
asked
to
if
teach
I,
her a cantrip.
Okay.
they asked if I
okay.
was gonna go to a nerd or to a like
Jock.
jock, and
At
I
wizard
picked nerd.
school.
Yeah, it's a stupid decision, but it's one I'm gonna stand by anyway.
Yeah.
You walk up to the nerd, and he shyly smiles at you, awkwardly. Too many teeth, clearly uncomfortable.
Aw. Bless.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, do you care if I work with you on this? I am new as of today.
He shakes his head quickly.
I think that's a no, I don't mind, not no.
It's no, but he does not clarify.
Mm.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take that as a yes. And it's gonna be really awkward if his real partner walks up.
No one comes.
Okay. Also, I know you summon different skeletons every time, but Rose would definitely wave at the skeletons. Like, hi guys.
Oh, I don't summon them. They're the
They're
same
the
one
same.
every single day.
Oh, hi guys.
That's why I only have 2 out of my 3 level 3 spell slots every day, because I have to spend a spell slot to keep them alive.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's also why I went down to a 4 instead of 6, because I can only bring 4 back per casting, and doing 6 was a waste of a spell slot.
Gotcha.
So yeah, after you all team up, Corvin splits everybody 10 paces apart, and they start, teaching. So Mage Hand is a cantrip, so none of you all will need your wand. In fact, if I see you using your wand as a crutch, I will take the wand from you and then hit you with it. Generally, this spell has a range of 30 feet, and it's very easy to cast. Watch, and I just wave my hand and pick up a ball out of a skeleton's hand. You can see your hand for Mage Hand. They won't all look like mine, because mine looks like a creepy skeleton hand. But you can do most things with a Mage Hand non-violently that you can do with another hand. You can pick stuff up, you can open a door, you can take stuff out of a bag. You can throw this ball, but look, I can't throw it very hard, and I toss it at Rose. Then you either catch it or it's going to bounce right off of you gently.
I'm assuming in athletics.
Or in acrobatics. I'll let Teeth decide. Athletics. Yeah, or acrobatics. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, so you catch it. But you can also do cool stuff with it, like this. And then I reach into a bag behind me with the Mage Hand and take out a small red vial. And then I throw it on the ground in the middle of everybody. And a little fiery explosion happens. So you can't attack with Mage Hand, but if you have let's say a small vial of Alchemist Fire, you can definitely deliver it with your Mage Hand. You can deliver a potion to someone who's dying. You can go in and grab a bundle of arrows from the bottom of a wall and lift it up to someone else on the top of the wall. So just because I can't attack with this doesn't mean it's not the most useful thing ever. And we're just going to practice taking a ball from your partner's hand and flying it over to you. All you got to do is just really... This is the... Corvin kind of rolls her eyes. This is going to be the lamest thing you hear, but you really have to just believe in the hand. Visualize grabbing that ball with your hands. Don't squeeze the ball too hard, because then you're going to be almost trying to attack with it and your hand will disappear.
Sorry.
I believe I've said that before.
We're just 12-year-olds. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, and then, we do literally an hour of mage handing.
Ooh.
Back and forth and back.
Ball juggling.
And this would probably be an Arcana or an Intellect check for you to see if you can muster it.
Okay.
I'm going to say Arcana. That would make the most sense.
It's an 11.
So you definitely can make a hand.
Woo!
Probably small and weak and feeble.
I'll take it.
Wow.
But I think after an hour, you and your partner, did you have a name for them yet, Teeth?
Ludwig.
I was going to say, because if you don't have a name, their name is Jimothy. But you and Ludwig, you know, you're passing the ball back and forth.
Timothy.
You guys are only 10 feet apart, though. And since you only rolled an 11 for your Arcana, can you also roll a Constitution check, too?
Yeah.
I want to see if you feel sick from forcing this magic that you've never done before.
21.
So you do notice a lot of people have to go and, like, sit down. Some of them are getting dizzy because they are imagining that they are a flying hand picking up a ball. No one throws up, though. And after, you know, the hour or so, everybody is standing up and doing it fine. And then Corvin comes up and says, all right, everybody, I need you to take another step, 5 steps back. So that'll put you about 20, 25 feet apart. And then also, I hope you guys are really, really balanced today and you listened to me and didn't take a full meal because I'm going to cast Grease.
Oh, God.
That's a thing you can cast, Grease?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to cast it twice, and for the sake of this, we're going to pretend it's like in Baldur's Gate where it just stays on the ground after it's cast and doesn't go away for a minute. And you guys have to now balance on this grease while you're casting Mage Hand.
Okay. So will it be a dual Arcana and Dexterity check every time?
My spell save DC is 17.
Oh, okay.
So you have to make DC 17 spell check saves and at least a 10 in Arcana.
Okay, well, I didn't hit either one, so...
Yeah, so you you try real hard to pick up that ball, and then you probably slip and fall. And there's a lot of folks slipping and falling. And Corvin's gonna run up and like do a literal like risky business slide next to you. And then he'll pick you up and go, it's okay. And don't worry, this grease will go away after an hour, I think. And you won't be on you anymore.
You think?
If not, we got magic, girl.
Okay.
We can clean you up.
Thanks,
That's why you're not
Parabol.
wearing your adventuring clothes. You're wearing your learning tunic.
Why do I
That's
want we got Magic Girl on a t-shirt?
Don't worry about it.
Very
We got
good.
magic, girl.
Very
That
good.
would also fit very well on a mug.
I like to imagine Corvin like cast grease and then often like with the big flourish and like fireworks going off, and that distracted everybody while the skeletons just dumped a bunch of grease on the floor.
Actual grease.
I fucking love that. Hey.
Oh, that's great. That's beautiful.
No, Corvin is going to give you pointers. This is part of abs, while you always be shuffling. Because now, while you're not going to want to shuffle, you should, you've been spending all this time working on your footwork. You should have, if you're always be shuffling every day, your leg muscles and the tips of your toes and your feet, your abs and your arms are all, because your arms are moving while you're shuffling, are going to get you to be a more balanced individual.
And your ass.
And your ass. Ass is part of abs. And I go, look, even Ludwig over there, he looks like a goofy little nerd, but watch this. And then I mage hand the ball into my hand, and then I just chuck it with my normal hand.
Reflexively, he dodges out of the way, and he even manages to
grab
almost to grab it.
Yeah, so he's gonna dodge it and then grab it anyway. It's like, look, Ludwig was a little pencil pusher, filing TPS reports or whatever the heck they do down in the administration just 3 weeks ago, and now look at him.
Good
He's
job,
still a
Letty.
nerd, but he's a nerd who's got ninja cat-like reflexes.
Ludwig picked up on this faster than most. He's a natural.
Rose would reach out to high five. I'm like, good job, Luddy, and then like slide. Nah.
He awkwardly responds like off center. He's never been high fived before.
Oh,
Ludwig took to Mage Hand really quick because now Ludwig can shake your hand without touching you. And I put up my hand for a high five to Ludwig, and Ludwig will Mage Hand high five.
Yes, he's much better at that.
oh, I
Don't,
love him.
don't get me attached to an NPC when we're about to go to war. Don't.
And then he fucking dies.
An NPC that I am training to be a killer? Absolutely. After another hour of slip and slide, it's getting to be 3 o'clock. And everybody gets excited for 3 o'clock because that's target practice. So everybody else prestidigitations the grease off of them and gets all nice and clean. And I'll do it for you too. I'll be like, oh, and here for you, Rose. And I go, well, bam. Like I snap my fingers, and not only are you clean, but you smell of lavender.
Oh, thank you, parent boss.
And now it is target practice time. And my 4 skeletons, well, everybody has been prestidigitating and drinking their juice and eating their orange peels, has been setting up all of the targets. However, we've got about like 21 plus you students. But we've only got 10 targets, so everybody gets in like lines. And it's rapid fire, cast a spell, get to the back of the line, cast a spell, get to the back of the line. They're not taking as much time to aim, especially the people who are doing magic missile. Each line has a different spell, except for the 2 blur beam lines, because all they know are blur beam. But you've got a line of folks all doing magic missile, a line of people doing ice knife, a line of people, and their target is spaced away and farther away from everybody else because they're doing burning hands, which is when you you shoot fire out of your fingertips in an arc. And then we have one line that is a it's a mannequin, and people are doing infestation to it. So that one's kind of away from everybody else too. And I go, all right, Rose, which one do you want to learn? Or try to learn? Some of these are going to be harder than others.
Well, the ice knife seems to be the closest to what I do normally. I mean, I'm used to my crossbow. So.
And you got your little daggers, so it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you not to all those lines, because I'm going to have my own little target area, because I'm the teacher and I get to do that.
Oh.
So all you need, and we're going to go and grab a cup of water from the drinking water, because you do need just the tiniest bit of water. You need just a drop of water or a little piece of ice to do this spell. So normally, I mean, you've got your flask on you, or a canteen, but you left those at home, so you need this cup of water. And you notice at the front of the line for everyone doing ice knife, there's a bucket that they all just dip their hands in and create their knife. And all you really do, and I'm going to dip my fingers in, is you focus on the cold, and you visualize the ice knife. And I also hold up a book. Also, since this isn't a cantrip, you actually do need to recite all these. And I give you, I take out my spell book, which is really weird and gross looking, and you don't know what the leather it's made out of is, and all that kind of gross stuff.
I assume it's human.
You can assume what you want. Corvin likes the mystery. It's probably actually like rat or squirrel skin, because they made it themselves in a fucking abandoned town. It
Could be 4 skins.
could be. Well, it's gonna need more than 4.
God, no, not in front of the new people.
is you recite these words because it has. It doesn't have verbal, but it does have somatic components and material components. Somatic means you have to make motions with your hands or something. You need at least one free hand. And then there's material components, which is the drop of water for this. So Ice Knife you can cast while you're being sneaky. Whether or not that's going to last at all once you throw in exploding knives of ice is another story. But Corvin hands you their book, and I have my one wet hand and then my other free hand, and my free hand's making all these ninja movements and shit. And just a big shard of ice, like a really thick icicle, pops up, and Corvin just casually chucks it at the target, hits the target, and then it explodes. And
That's
do that.
That's so fucking cool. Okay. She would immediately start doing her, the slowly and sloppily, but the Naruto ninjutsu fucking hand motions to try to.
The 9 signs.
As much as I said it was ninjutsu motions, think of it more like you're drawing stuff in the air.
Oh, okay.
And weird. Think of Fire Emblem spellcasters.
Oh.
Especially the older ones where they really make huge hand movements and stuff before spells came out. It was really cool.
Okay. So she would try that, and I don't have the spell, so obviously I can't roll for that. So would I just roll Arcana again?
Do an Arcana, because this is just a ranged spell attack.
Yeah. Okay.
With a
14.
14, you actually do make an icicle. Not as much of a knife, but you didn't make a snowball, which is what I was going to say you did on a lower level one. Or if you rolled a 5, I was going to be you make a snowball.
I take
it.
it.
You make one of those. It looks like a big chunk of icicle. It's not sharp, but it is an icicle. And I'm all right, now chuck it. In this, you just make a ranged attack at the target. So pretend you're throwing your daggers.
Oh God. Okay. I don't know how to do that from here because roll 20 is
You
mystery.
literally go to your attacks under core,
Okay.
where it says dagger.
Oh.
You click the dagger.
Okay. I don't have that, so I am just gonna roll
Do
a.
your crossbow then, because it's going to be the same ranged attack.
Also, don't have that one in here. I'm just gonna roll a 20.
Corbin just starts yelling, "What is 3 times 7?"
21.
But no, the 16, it's a standing target. So, I mean, I'm sure you'll hit it with a 16.
Yeah.
Plus
Okay.
your ranged attack stuff. So, yeah, you chuck it. It doesn't stick in like it should, but it does, it probably explodes on contact and does a bit of ice damage. Corvin goes, "Great. Now do that 100 more times for the next hour and a half."
Oh, okay. Yes, parent, boss, them, tired
And
salute.
try not to freeze your hand off.
I can do that?
Oh, look at Jimothy over there. And Jimothy's one of the ones in a gray jacket. But Jimothy's a nerd in a gray jacket, so they probably started off as a wizard trainee and then froze a hand off. And they got demoted to a warlock trainee.
Oh my god.
Not a whole hand. Oh,
He waves a blackened stump in your direction.
Yes.
Hi,
Don't worry,
Jim.
we're working on it. Their hand is still there, but it's like crypt keepery. We're working on getting it back, Lo. He can move
But
his
use
thumb
my
again.
good hand. Take my
Yeah.
good hand.
Okay, I will try not to freeze my hand off.
Will Rose freeze her hand off? Tune in next week to find out. Thank you all so much. This was a lot of fun. Especially after such a combat heavy, last session. This was nice. It was nice to have a happy, fun time. Even though we're at risk for frostbite.
Wait,
you know. Thank
Sorry,
you all
because
so
next
much.
week she has to do sparring against one of the other students.
Oh, tune in next time to see how that goes. Will she keep her hand? Will Jimothy get his back? We'll find out. Goodbye.
The answer is no.
Goodbye.
Jimothy is not getting that hand back.
Oh my god. Every week these just absolute gremlins blow me away. Oh my goodness. But thank you all so much for the raids. It was so nice chatting with y'all. Holy crap. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day. Remember, tomorrow we are raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation. It's gonna be 6 hours of fun? Yeah. We'll go with fun. Take care of yourselves, and as always, may Lucius guide thee. Farewell!